welcome to Shine this week. So this week in Shine we are continuing our series on heroes. This week our hero is a man called Gideon. Gideon was a very ordinary man. He was part of the Israelites, and God went and gave him a special mission. It kind of went like this. So one day he was sitting at home in his garden working when suddenly an angel appeared. And the angel said to him, "Hello, mighty man of God." And Gideon looked around and thought, does he mean me? And he said, "Yes, you. God has a special mission for you. You are a mighty man to work for him." And Gideon thought, "Oh, I don't think he means me," and came up with lots of excuses. But God said, "No, I want you to go on a mission." Now the mission was to defeat, which means to get rid of, the really big, scary Midianite army. And they were being really horrible and they were beating up the Israelite army, and God said, "I don't want that to happen. I want the Israelite army to win. And Gideon, you are the man for the job." So Gideon eventually, after a bit of a discussion, said, "Okay, I'll listen to you, God. Tell me what you need me to do." So he said, "Bring the army together." Now the army, the Israelite army, was huge. There were 32,000 men, and they marched towards the Midianite camp. This is marching. And then God said, "Gideon, I want you to do something else. I want you to tell those people that are scared in the army to go home." And Gideon thought, okay. He listened to God and he said, "All of you that are scared, go home." And lots of the army went. It became much, much smaller. It went right down. And they carried on marching. It was probably about 22,000 that had gone home, so there wasn't that so many left. And then God said, "I want them to go and have a drink." So they stopped by a river and they had a drink. And God said, "Watch how they drink. Those are those people that just take a drink by putting it in their hands and having a little drink. They're the ones I want to stay in the army. Those that get right down on their hands and knees and slurp up the water, send those ones home." So Gideon thought, okay, so that's what he did. And he sent all the slurpers and the gulpers home, and that left 300 left to go and fight the Midianites. Gideon was getting a bit panicked at this point, but he carried on. When they got to the army that night, God gave him another message. He said, "I want you to take a torch and cover it in a clay pot, and I want you to take a trumpet, and I want you to go and stand around the camp." So he did. And then God gave this command. "I want you to tell them to break their torches, and under the torches, break their plots, and under the torches would be a light." So they broke their torches, so that the light came on. And then he said, "I want you to blow your trumpets." So they blew their trumpets. I think it was probably a bit louder than that. And they made such a noise and all the lights came on. And the Midianites went into panic. They were absolutely scared. They ran around each other, they panicked, they ran at each other, they started killing each other and hurting each other. And God defeated the army. The Israelites won against the Midianites because they were just panicked by what God had created. It was an amazing achievement. Gideon was a mighty man of God. But you know what? In all of that strange commands that Gideon received from God, Gideon listened and he did what God said. Sometimes in our life it is hard to hear what God is saying. Our lives are busy. Sometimes we just think, is that what God's saying to me? I'm sure Gideon felt like that. This week my challenge is for you to listen to God. Listen when it's busy. Listen in those days when things seem confusing. Just listen to God and see what he has to tell you this week. I'm not sure he'll tell you to go and blow a trumpet, but I'm sure he's got amazing things to let you know this week. Have a great week.